This very brief video is just to be a touchstone for other resources we can use actually throughout the year, but especially just for the upcoming test on kinematics in 1 and 2 dimensions. I wanted to mention some resources that are fantastic. I've heard Flippin' Physics, which is a YouTube channel, is a guy who does a bunch of physics videos geared towards the AP Physics 1 and 2 and level C physics stuff. It's really engaging. Sometimes it's good just to have a different person's explanations, perspectives, and voice talking on a video. So I highly recommend his YouTube channel. His kinematics review is not too long, and it hits all the major topics. Dan Fullerton's AP Physics Essentials, which is a website Dan Fullerton has. He also makes AP Physics 1 and 2 exam review books that are very good, which I recommended, and they can be purchased from his website, but he also has free videos, notes, practice problems, which I did post the kinematics practice problems to Google Classroom. Those have solutions. Those are a great resource. Khan Academy has great stuff. Khan Academy is broken up into a lot of different areas, though, so it can take a little while to find what you're looking for, but I will post a direct link to what I think is most helpful for this upcoming test. In Khan Academy, there's the regular physics course stuff, which is all of the stuff they originally made for their physics course, which has highly detailed solutions to many different types of primarily quantitative problem solving and quantitative problems. A lot of them are a little more complex than we need to get into, but they're all still very good for helping to learn physics. So if you know you're looking for a very particular thing, you could go into that course and kind of look through the topics and find what you're looking for. Like a particular type of projectile motion problem, for instance. They have, on the other hand, an AP Physics review for the AP Physics test section, which has both multiple choice and FRQ problems with solutions, and the multiple choice one is the one I'm going to link to, and that has like a little bit of topic reviews for the kinematic stuff, so they'll go through vectors a little bit, difference between vectors and scalars, different definitions of things we need to know, like speed, velocity, acceleration, all that, and then do some multiple choice style AP questions with solutions, and those are really helpful. I'll link to that one in Khan Academy. As far as our textbook goes, Cutnell & Johnson is an excellent textbook. The best parts to look at for a review, I think, well, first of all, we're in chapters 2 and 3. Best parts to look at are the check your understanding questions. Those are the ones that are most like the AP questions. They're more conceptual, do have some quantitative reasoning stuff, and they have the answers in the back of the book. CYU is the abbreviation for those questions. They also have an end of chapter review, or I think concept review is what's at the end. It's in kind of like a big beige box at the end of each chapter. It's got vocab, important concept, and relevant equations. It's very good to look at. Lastly, the AP Physics 1 equations sheet will always be something to go to, I think, before the test. That's what you're going to get on all the tests and the AP Physics 1 and 2 exams. So right now, really, we only have 3 relevant equations. Those are the basic kinematic equations, and those are the ones that they provide us with. And they restrict just giving you the basic ones in the horizontal dimension and just the 3 Vx equals V naught x plus axt, or initial velocity, final velocity equals initial velocity plus acceleration times time. Our second one, which is our final exposition, equals our initial exposition plus initial velocity in the x times time plus 1/2 a acceleration in the x direction times time squared. And then the last one, final velocity squared equals initial velocity squared plus twice the acceleration times change in position. We also have that other one, which was the trapezoid one I derived. Change in position equals 1/2 times the sum of the velocities times time. These 3 equations are really what you need for the kinematic equations, because when you move to the vertical direction, you just substitute in your subscript y where the subscript x's are, and then when you're talking about free fall of something that's just dropped from rest, then of course when it's dropped from rest it has an initial velocity of 0, so you just substitute in 0 for everywhere you have a v naught, or initial velocity. So these are really the ones that are essential on the AP equation sheet. You can Google AP Physics 1 equation sheet, but you also have a copy in your student folders unless you took them home. They are free for you to keep. Free for you to keep on your own if you want to take the ones that are in your student folders. That's all. I'll link to everything that I mentioned here in the description of the video and post this to Classroom.